Y'all ready to have a one-night stand with me? What do you think? ECW, One Night Stand 2006, that's on tap for tonight. This should be a really fun watch-along. When I announced this one on social media, many of you were very, very excited about this one. This should be a lot of fun. We did ECW One Night Stand last year, 2005. So since it's June, I thought this would be a good one to do. We needed to knock this one out anyway. And I don't know if Cena wins. Are y'all going to riot? I for sure am. And this should be fun. I got the NBA Finals up on the TV as well, so we'll be eyeballing the Miami Heat and Denver Nuggets game as we watch ECW One Night Stand 2006. I think it's going to be fun. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday afternoon and a great weekend. I'm going to say hi to everybody who's here in the chat. Mike Rouse, we got Tatanani, Brandon McNeil, JJ Legg, Jeff McMahon, and Zach, and the Juliet, and Mike, and George Morris rounding out the channel members first. George, thank you very much for your token $5. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? And how is Tito? One Night Stand 2006, 5 out of 10. Dark Side of the Ring episode, Chris and Tammy, very underwhelming. Wow. I talked about the Chris and Tammy episode yesterday in the podcast. I didn't think it was underwhelming. I just thought it was rough. Like, it was just a rough start to this season. I mean, every time, you know, they kick off one of these seasons, it's usually pretty grim stories. But the Chris and Tammy one, I thought was rough just because of the circumstances surrounding Chris's death and just the path that both of their lives took were very, I guess, depressing. And it was just kind of hard to relive how Chris died and how his death affected so many people and, you know, the piece of shit that Sonny turned out to be. I thought it was a pretty good start to what's going to probably be a pretty gnarly season with lots of episodes on tap. But I didn't mind it. I didn't think it was that underwhelming. And I've never seen you give anything other than a 0 or a 10 out of 10. So ECW One Night Stand, 5 out of 10. I do remember not loving this one as much as the previous year because they had way too much WWE shit on it. Like, isn't there a Randy Orton and Big Show match on here? Like, what the fuck? So I wasn't a big fan of it, but the Edge and Rob Van Dam, the Cena and Rob Van Dam match in the main event, and it was extremely memorable, and I think it'll be fun regardless. Yes, by the way, Okada versus Danielson at Forbidden Door 2. Take my money. Danielson laid out the challenge to Okada. I think that aired last night on Dominion with Danielson up in the mountains in the desert meditating, challenging Okada. And that's awesome. I kind of thought Okada would be recruited as like a tag partner for Kenny. Had no idea he was going to do a singles match on this show against Bryan Danielson. And that right there is the cost of admission. So that's all I need to get my money's worth out of that show. Forbidden Doors, gonna be good. Tim Barsh, good to see you, WWE fan. We've got Rodrigo in the house as well. We got Ray Frand, Neon Dream, Martin Tomlinson, Big J, Mike Rouse. I'm not sure if I got you earlier. Jay Lambo is here, and so is We Are Pro Wrestling. I might actually have some questions for you about this show because I have not watched this pay-per-view in a very long time. I have the DVD right here, the ECW One Night Stand. And when I pulled this off the shelf, I haven't looked at this in years, but I opened it up and I had no idea that it's a 2-disc set and they've included Barely Legal, like the first ever ECW pay-per-view, I guess was included in this 2 DVD set. Either that or I have a Barely Legal DVD just stuck in here for some reason. But that's kind of cool. And maybe one day we'll get to Barely Legal as well and watch that. I know we've talked about it before, so maybe one day we'll get there, watch Barely Legal. But tonight it's going to be ECW One Night Stand 2006. Hopefully, while I've been flapping my gums, you guys have headed over to Peacock. You want to go to the ECW tab, look up their events, find One Night Stand, and you're going to be going to Season 2, Episode 1. And the runtime, according to Peacock, is 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 14 seconds. So this should be a pretty easy watch, pretty fun watch, and we're going to eyeball the game, which is tipping off right now. And they are in Denver. Denver's favored by 8. They're up 1-0 against the Heat. And don't really have a dog in this fight. Don't really care much about the NBA Finals. Don't care who wins. Miami has won championships before. Denver has not. So, you know, you might want to root for Denver in this situation. But I just kind of hope the thing goes 7 games in triple overtime in the 7th game. That's all I care about. And may the best team win. But if I had to choose, I'm really split. I kind of want it for Denver. I have family in Denver, and that city, I know what it's like to have a drought for championships, you know, being from Detroit. So it's been a long time coming for Denver, but I've always just been a fan of the Heat overall. I like Eric Spoelstra. I like the city of Miami. It's where I'd want to play if I was an NBA player, you know, but we'll see how that goes. All right. So hopefully you guys have got your Peacock pulled up while I've been talking. Like I said, Season 2, Episode 1, One Night Stand 2006. We're going to hit play together after a countdown from 3. And once we do that, the timer right below me here will begin to run. And the timer is our savior. So if you experience problems, if I experience problems, if anything happens, we're just going to sync up the timers so we can continue following along without any problems. So I'm ready to hit play if you guys are. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Stanley Cups going on right now, too, right? As well. So, yeah, lots of sports going on in addition to all of our one-night standing going on here. All right, so get your fingers on the play button. We're going to do a countdown from 3 here and get started on this pay-per-view because I think it's going to be interesting to relive this one. All right, I am queued up and ready to go as long as y'all are. Y'all ready? Should I give you another minute? Another minute? 1 more second? 2 more seconds? All right, here we go. Countdown from 3. 3, 2, 1, play. Boom, nailed it. Oh, wow, it's got the little TVMA thing from like the WWE Network. Do they still run those? Ooh. Are any of y'all under 18? Don't make me activate my parental controls on y'all. If you're under 18, parents' permission. You could see some disturbing things here. Miami with a quick 5-0 lead. We're back in the Hammerstein again. Great venue. God, that environment is just... I still liked 2005 better. I felt like that was a more along the lines of an ECW tribute show, even though there was a ton of WWE influence, and they had that big brawl at the end. There weren't really any WWE matches on there, you know what I mean? And this one kind of started taking a turn that I didn't love, and that's why ECW One Night Stand was really only 2 years. All the other ones they did sucked. Because didn't they keep doing them like 2007, 2008? Paul Heyman back again. Look at that crowd. That is just... that would have been one of my ultimate shows to attend. Maybe this one even more so than 2005, just because of the John Cena match. One of my favorite wrestling themes of all time is this ECW theme. It's so perfect. Yo, Josh Cena Williams, appreciate that $2. Cena should have won here just so fans could riot. Oh, man. You knew going into this that Cena was probably not going to win. And if WWE did have him win in that building against that wrestler on that night, there may be no more Hammerstein Ballroom. It may be burned to the ground. So I'm glad we didn't have to find that out the hard way. Mike, $2 from you too. Appreciate that, man. LA Knight wins Money in the Bank and cashes in on Cody at Mania. Holy shit. Like, just judging that sentence by itself without thinking about anything else, I don't hate it. Cheers, by the way. I got a giant 805 that I'm sipping on. The tribe of Extreme has risen again. Well, if you're a tribe, if ECW is a tribe, I wonder who their tribal chief is. Roman Reigns wasn't even around yet. I think he's still playing football at Georgia Tech. Maybe even before that, fucker might be in high school. Give me some of that Kool-Aid. Man, Heyman, if you only knew how badly they were going to fuck up your brand. You could tell on that first show, man. Zombie and all that. You could tell. Like, well, this is going to suck. And any enthusiasm we had about ECW being resurrected in 06 was quickly dashed. And then, of course, just 1 month later, RVD, or just a few weeks later, right? RVD would get pulled over with Sabu. Fucked up the whole gig, man. Oh, that's right. Sci-fi on Tuesday, and a lot better deal than they used to have. That's true. Any deal is going to be better than what they used to have. I mean, the ECW spirit was still alive in 2006, even though it had been 5 years. It was still alive and well. It wouldn't be so much today. You couldn't do this show now. Wouldn't work. Ooh. Does anybody know We Are Pro Wrestling? Was Vince at this show? Like, was he backstage, or did he just let Heyman have full control of this? No, there's only been a couple of pay-per-views that Vince has ever missed. It's so funny how back in ECW, Heyman used to dress so grungily. You know, he always had the dirty facial hair and the leather jacket. He just looked dirty and greasy. And now he's just all clean cut and he's got the suits and he's completely different than what he used to be. The rabbi of the revolution. The swinging schlong of extreme. Holy crap. I don't want a swinging schlong hitting me in the face or anything. All right. What's our opening match in this sucker? Yo, I got to hit some supers. Also, K-Dogs Keno, good to see you, my man. Glad you're here as well. I got to shout out the wonderful Nicole Lensing, who was gifted 5 Good Mic Work Commentaries memberships. Thank you so much, Nicole. That is awesome. We've got, my Elizabeth got gifted one. Elizabeth, is she here? But Jay Landom, Lee T, Elizabeth Sonic Plays, all got some, and Alex, all got some memberships from Nicole. Nicole, you're the best. You are the best. Chris Ludek. Oh, I love this song. One of my favorite all-time wrestling songs, period, is the ECW theme. Like encompassing every promotion, every wrestler, every TV show theme song, every wrestler theme. This one's up there. It's top 5 easily for me. I love it. I don't love Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, but I love Harry Slash Tone and the Slashians or whoever makes that ECW theme, something like that. Chris Ludek, what's up, brother? Thank you for the 5. Fun fact, this was the first WWE pay-per-view I watched at Hooters with a group of friends, and a very young Chris hit on a hot waitress all night. Way to go, Chris. Oh, man, Hooters playing wrestling shows, playing this wrestling show was probably a time. I've only been to Hooters twice. Just went in for a couple beers with girls both times, actually. It was the only reason why I felt like not like a weirdo for going in there. I'm like, well, at least I got girls with me. JW, appreciate the $2. Hated Heyman. He's annoying and he looked homeless. Damn, JW. Aren't you the one in the podcast yesterday that said the spinner belt was the greatest belt ever? So I don't know, man. I'm not sure about you, Jay. Heyman's the best. There would be no Heyman disparaging on this stream. AJ Daniels is in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Ben Espinoza, not sure if I got you. Anybody else chiming in? Hello. Glad you're here. Should have a decent audience for tonight, even though we're up against basketball. Help me out with the NHL Stanley Cup. What's the latest with that? What's the series? Who's in it? Golden Knights and somebody else, right? Did the Kraken make it? I don't think the Kraken made it. Okay, so this is 2006. This would have been 17 years ago. So how old is Hook? 6? No, he's probably like 8. little tiny, cute little hook. Breaking hearts on the playground. Handsome devil. Taz got really big, too. Wait, is this a match? Lawler and Taz? I saw this one at SummerSlam. It is a match. Are we really having a match between Lawler and Taz? Lawler won the one at SummerSlam. This must be some payback. I did not look at the card to refresh my memory, so I don't know a lot of these matches. I didn't even remember that Rey Mysterio faces Sabu until I saw it on the box art. I'm like, holy shit, that's probably an interesting match. 14-7 Miami. Jimmy Butler just knocked down a couple of free throws. I'd like to see it for Jimmy Butler because he's such a good player, too. I feel like he leading a team to a ring, especially being like, what are they, a 7 seed or something? 8 seed? Be a big upset, man. What's the lowest seed to ever win the NBA Finals? I don't think an 8 has ever won. I seriously doubt an 8 has won. All right, Lawler, just get down to the ring. I mean, Lawler's been in the middle of this ECW feud ever since it started, all the way back in 1997. Look at Taz. Man, Taz's WWE run started so great in 2000, beating Kurt Angle in the Garden. Immediately went downhill. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Oop! Joey Styles gets on Lawler. I love it. Taz's career was stopped short by the Radicals because they came in, 1 or 2 weeks after he did? And as great as getting Taz was, getting Benoit and Eddie was just a little bit better. And I think Taz took a back seat. Taz mission on Lawler. Easy night for Taz here. Little assist from Joey Styles. Joey Styles, little known fact, the cousin of AJ Styles. Man, this isn't even Taz's music either. It's edited bullshit. Like, what I don't understand is what is this shit that they're playing? Like, they can't use Taz's ECW theme, right? Because that's probably what they played here live. But why couldn't they just dub over his WWE theme? This isn't even the WWE theme that he used. Why didn't they just play that? What is going on? I hate Peacock so bad. The editing on the streaming services have murdered the rewatch value of these shows. What is this? ECW and WWE extravaganza? Is that the Nutter Center? I see those yellow staircases. That is the Nutter Center. Yeah, they brought in a bunch of guys, right? Like Balls Mahoney came in and Sabu, Sandman. WWE won the Battle Royal. Oh, yeah, Big Show turns. And I remember being a snob in 06, being like, Randy Orton and the Big Show on ECW One Night Stand, I was offended. I'm like, you could do that stupid match anytime. Do it on Raw, SmackDown, any other one of your stupid ass pay-per-views you did at this time. But there's not much ECW nostalgia in a Big Show and Randy Orton match. It'd make no sense. Elizabeth just texted me a screenshot of her email, getting a notification that she was gifted a Good Mike Work Commentaries membership. Thank you very much, Nicole. And you're chiming in with 10 more bucks too. You're the best. Hey, Good Mike Work, non-wrestling related question, but how far are you with Breaking Bad? And are you planning on watching Better Call Saul when you're done? Saul is my favorite fucking character on that show. He is hysterical. I am doing good on Breaking Bad. I'll pick it back up tomorrow night. We just watched the episode where Hank wasted Tuco's cousins, Low Key and whoever the other guy is. They'd make a pretty good tag team. And he bashed one with the car and shot the other one in the head. So that's where I'm at now. So I haven't seen the fallout from that. That show ended with Hank laying bleeding on the ground. So we will pick that back up tomorrow. Me and Elizabeth only watch Breaking Bad on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Those are our nights that we have available to watch them. So Thursday through Sunday, I don't watch anything. So tomorrow night, we'll be picking back up with that. And I'm loving the show. I really am. And I might have to watch Better Call Saul because Saul's hilarious. Oh, yeah, they are playing Randy Orton's old music. Well, he was still using it here, right? He hadn't graduated to the one he's using now yet, I don't think. Right on. Thanks, Nicole. You are the MVP of this stream so far tonight. Max Pokebruh, fun fact, you're RVD's second cousin once removed. Right on. I'm cousins with Tom Selleck. True story. My ex-wife, her first cousin is Booger from the Revenge of the Nerds movies. And they spend time, they text each other, they're friends. So I used to have somebody, a movie star in my immediate family for a while there. But I'm not related to anybody else. I mean, you would think Randy Orton is the type of wrestler that this ECW audience would strongly reject. Thank you. Randy Orton didn't start hearing his voices until 2008, so still 2 years away from that song. Does Kurt have a match on this? Or is it Kurt? Oh, is it Angle and... What the fuck is this match? Oh, it's Angle and Orton? I thought it was Big Show and Orton. Or is it a three-way? I don't know what the fuck's going on. Help me out. I guess I could just read the... Let's take a look. No, it's Kurt Angle and Randy Orton. Why did I think it was Big Show? Am I stupid? I swear I remember a Big Show match. Maybe Big Show does a run in here. That is a Mandela effect. I swear my memory sees Randy Orton and Big Show in the ring. What am I thinking of then? WWE Fan 22, appreciate the $2. What's crazy is Kurt is about to be all out of WWE. I know. What do you have? 2 more months? Maybe not even? 1 more month? He was gone. He was in TNA by August, wasn't he? This is it for Kurt. You know what? I don't even know what Kurt Angle's TNA theme sounds like. I have no idea. I was not good with TNA and their theme musics and stuff. I never got into any of them and couldn't pick one out of a lineup if you let me hear it. I couldn't tell you what AJ's theme was or Kurt's or Samoa Joe's. The only one I remember how it sounds is Abyss. Abyss kind of had like a distinguishable theme, but the rest of them, I am TNA illiterate. So if Big Show was the one that turned on Orton in the Battle Royal, why aren't they doing Big Show and Randy Orton? Why is it Angle? I mean, this is a better match. Angle and Orton, I'd watch this any day. We Are Pro Wrestling, or anybody else that knows, up until this point, how many Angle and Randy Orton matches had we had? There probably couldn't have been many, right? Feels like they were on different brands for a lot of that time, too. With Kurt on SmackDown, maybe, and Randy on Raw, if I remember right, with Evolution, but... Oh, yeah, Jeff Jarrett's theme, too. Yeah, I should say that. Jeff Jarrett's recognizable as well. Oh, yeah, that's right. They've wrestled at WrestleMania 22. Thank you for that, Ryan. So that was just a couple of months before when Ray won the title against these two. So a WrestleMania rematch of sorts, I guess. Okay, Orton was written off TV in April when Angle broke his ankle on SmackDown. This was done because of Orton being suspended. Oh, okay. Probably one of Randy's wellness policy deals. Or they say, "Oh, fuck you, Orton." I liked his ECW mouth guard. Remember when John Cena and Randy Orton both started? I thought WWE was more partial to Randy Orton. I thought that's who they saw their next star in. But a lot of Orton's personal problems and backstage behavior and John Cena's uh, demeanor backstage and everything, they just preferred Cena. They switched. It felt like Randy Orton was going to be the bigger star of the two, or at least that's what WWE had planned. But things change. Luckily, Randy got over his maturity issues and probably has a few regrets, but still had a hell of a career, Hall of Fame career, 9,000 world titles. Oh, Kurt slapping around Orton. You got bitch slapped. You got bitch slapped. ECW crowd, they would chant anything. They didn't care. Take a little bite out of this little adult gummy here. Enough. 3-point lead for Miami, closing out the first quarter. No, Rodrigo, I've never been to an ECW show. It would have been cool to go to the ECW arena back in the day. Or here to Hammerstein, but I've never been. Josh Cena Williams. I'm fine with Cena standing, but I don't standing. You know, if you're supporting Cena, but I don't know why you have to worry about how that compares to somebody else. I don't know if your statement is necessarily true. Roman Reigns back in February was in a very hostile environment in Montreal against Sami Zayn. He absolutely has been in hostile environments. I don't think anything is as hostile as what Cena went through here. But let's not pretend that Cena is miles ahead of Roman. He is not. And this is coming from somebody who spent 13 years defending that man we can't see. So I'm trying to speak honestly, not with any favoritism. You have to understand when you change your name to Cena and have a Cena avatar and all this kind of stuff, it's hard to take an opinion seriously because you know it's mired and biased. But that's okay because that's what being a wrestling fan is all about. In my mind, nobody's better than Bret Hart. Do I truly believe that's true? No. But it's what I like to believe. To me, Bret Hart's the greatest wrestler of all time. Is that true? Probably not. But it's what I like to believe. Who's the guy in the front row? That guy's standing up having a seizure. I should have tried that at AEW last week. I tried to mind my P's and Q's on Dynamite. I didn't want to be caught on camera doing too many videos or recording too much, but at the same time, I have a YouTube channel and I wanted to get a lot of footage to use in videos and stuff. So I noticed that on Rampage, I was filming a lot more than I did for Dynamite because I think I was just conscious of the hard cam. I kept looking for the light. I knew what light to look for on the camera that would be on me. So I tried to not be filming so much, but I think I'm overcompensating for not taking enough photos when I went to shows back in the day because all we had was those little disposable cameras. Would have been so great if I had an iPhone back at all those Attitude Era shows and I had video of Austin and Vince and all that stuff. Half Nelson on Randy's trying to pin him. God, that's got to just murder your shoulders when you're trying to muscle a guy over. Hey, Sean can be on the list. Sean's was one of my favorite people to watch. So was Kurt Angle. The Seans, the Angles, the Bretts, the Benoits, the Eddies, you know, Danielsons, Savages, the Steamboats, Dynamites. Can't hear what the fans are chanting. Something trolling Randy. Mike, they switched cameras so much I could not find you. What do you mean on AEW? How in the hell did you miss me? I was visible for 70% of that show. There's no way you should have missed me. I was extremely easy to spot. My mom even texted me during the show. She goes, "You're getting a lot of TV time." And I'm like, I know, right? I'm happy with my TV time, but I still wish AEW would book me better. I'm paying my dues. They've yet to put me in one single title match. What the fuck, Tony Khan? Assholes. Ooh. Oh, he doesn't. Well, Mike, if you're going to complain about camera switching and camera cuts, there is only one wrestling promotion that is the true offender of that, and we know which one it is. Nobody is worse with camera cuts than WWE. They have no shit 20 times more camera cuts in a given show than AEW does. There's still plenty of things that AEW could do better at, but camera cuts is not one of them. WWE are the ones obnoxious about that. Even in Roman's title belt unveiling on SmackDown, they had like 14 camera cuts in 30 seconds just of Triple H presenting him the belt. I'm like, all you need is one camera for this. Yeah, Mike, I didn't bring a sign on Wednesday. Had I brought a good mic work sign, it would have been on camera the whole time. But it's one of those things. It's like I feel like I don't want to be lame. I'd rather have a fan bring my sign or something than me doing it. I did wear a good mic work shirt, but I had a hoodie on. So I wasn't really even promoting my brand or anything. I didn't care enough to do that. I just want to go have fun. Oh wow, I see tie-dye guy in the audience there. Met him a few times. Fuck you, Orton. Others in fuck you, Roman. Yeah, Denver taking the lead. Spolstra not happy. Denver's going to win the title. I'm convinced they're going to beat Miami. Might even be a sweep. A lame ass angle slam, Kurt. I never really loved the angle slam as a finisher. It like wasn't that devastating. Just like the FU or the AA. Like it's a fireman's carry into a slam. You get body slam has got the same will do the same amount of damage to you. Oh, and Angle kicks out last minute. No, Jay, Roman wouldn't be crying right now. It's one thing to support your favorites, but don't be stupid. Don't be so obsessed with making a point that they're better than somebody else because that just shows insecurity. If you're really confident in your favorite, you don't need to disparage anybody else because you're confident in their legacy, their history, and their career in wrestling. If you have to constantly remind everybody that Cena's better than so and so, that means you're insecure. That's what that means, Jay. A college level psychology class will teach that about yourself. Oh, wow. Very impressive high cross. Orton went over halfway across the ring for that. Oh, Randy Orton absolutely does the RKO. Heck yeah. Yeah, Max, I'm with you. I like the angle slam as a setup for the ankle lock, but I mean, Kurt doesn't win a ton of matches with the angle slam, but I mean, he won the title with the angle slam. He beat The Rock with that move. Ankle lock is a much stronger finisher. There you go. There's Angle. He's got it. Ooh, I thought Orton was going to get the win. I legitimately don't know who wins this. I think Angle does, but oh, he might now. He's got that grapevine. He's tapping. Angle wins. You got that right. These days, getting no reaction is worse than getting booed. It's always been that way. Not even these days. It's always been that way. If you are a heel, you crave the boos. That's your job, is to get boos. It's not a bad thing to be booed, unless, I guess, you're a babyface. Then you have a point, Danny. Because even if you're a babyface and people boo you, that means they care. They care enough to boo you. If they're looking up at the lights and picking dingleberries out of their asses when you come out, then you've got a problem. That's why I always said, John Cena's reaction to boos aren't as bad as people are making them out to be. When John Cena comes to the ring, every person in the building is reacting to him. Nobody's sitting there with their thumb up their ass. You either love him or you hate him. Either way, you're reacting. And he was able to garner those great crowd reactions, boos and cheers. If people really thought John Cena was as bad for the business as they claimed, when he would come out, nobody would be saying anything. But people said a lot. Yeah, the Cena boos started right around this time, 7th ZN. I remember specifically that WrestleMania 22 match against Triple H and the crowd being very pro Triple H. To the point where they probably had that match set up for the rematch the following year, but Triple H got hurt. So Angle kind of countered that RKO before locking in the ankle. Yeah, SE Scoops sign back there. Man, they've been around a long time. SE Scoops have posted a few videos of mine in the past. You have a man crush on John Cena, you think? Pussy, there's chanting pussy. Pussy, pussy. I'm glad that word hasn't gotten canceled yet. I'm not ready to give up pussy. I've given up enough. I hope pussy doesn't get canceled. It's too good of a word. Found out recently from my girlfriend's daughter, who's just started high school, was telling me that you can't really say spaz anymore, like to refer to a crazy, but what a spaz. I guess that's, and I can kind of understand that now with, just mental development and autism and things like that, So I was like, I kind of understood it. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But Tito is a spaz, and that's what I call him all the time. I'm trying to get better, trying to know what's okay and not okay to say. Here comes the FBI. This is some weird music for them. Now, is he going to be Nunzio here or Little Guido? Yes, he's Little Guido and Tony Mama Luke. Little Guido. I guess I can understand why they changed him from Nunzio. You can't have a dude in WWE named Little Guido. Tony Mama Luke. Formerly Nunzio. Whatever happened to Sally Graziano? He was a large man. Is he still with us? Anybody know? Did he pass away? Tracy Smothers was a part of that gimmick too, wasn't he? Oh, Tajiri and Super Crazy? Oh, that'll be fun. Super crazy. He's crazy. He's super crazy. I liked Tajiri in ECW when he was there. He had different gear back then. Welcome back. I love Tajiri. I didn't realize Tajiri had bounced. So maybe he was gone from WWE, came back in here to do this show. Is that what they're implying? I don't recall when Tajiri kind of bounced out of WWE. I'd say he was there from about, 2000 to 2005, something like that. What is Super Crazy up to? I think being crazy. What else is he going to do? I like Super Crazy as like an athletic El Dandy. Oh, 05. Oh, wow. Look at there. I was right. He left in 2005. Sometimes I just guess shit and it's right. Who needs We Are Pro Wrestling? I got this. Just kidding. Key lock. I know what a key lock is. Yeah, I think a good amount of people in the first one night stand went to TNA. I think the Dudleys, they don't wrestle on this, right? They wrapped up at the previous one night stand. I think that was one of their last shows in WWE was the previous year. So they were probably already in TNA at this point. And I remember the year before in 2005, I think Shane Douglas put together an ECW reunion show that took place like a day or two before WWE's Hardcore Heaven or something like that. I have the DVD. And it was just his way of combating WWE, trying to cash grab on ECW. But both shows were very good. A lot of guys worked both of them too. Joey Styles did his "Oh my God" opening in both shows. But that Hardcore Heaven one, they couldn't use any of the ECW or the Hardcore Homecoming. That's what it is, not Hardcore Heaven, Hardcore Homecoming. They couldn't use any of the ECW letters or anything because WWE owned it. So it was kind of like an unofficial reunion. And then the real one with the building, the logo, with Heyman, all that. Tony Mamaluke. Nice, Victor. You're drinking Austin's double IPA. I can't drink a double IPA on watch-alongs. I have two of those. I'll be struggling. Oh, wow. Wow. That's strength. Oh, yeah. Backlund used to do that all the time. He was so strong, too. Super Crazy looks like Mike from Stranger Things. Speaking of Stranger Things, I put up a poll today on Twitter. Who would win in a fight? Hopper from Stranger Things or Hank from Breaking Bad? Let's check the results of that poll. So far, it's almost 50-50. Hopper is just barely squeaking it out, 51%, 48%. I think it would be a good fight. I think Hopper is more mentally tough because Hank was kind of acting like a pussy there in the episodes I just watched, but he also beat the fuck out of some dudes too, and he's tough, so I think it would be a fun fight. Oh, yeah, I guess Super Crazy did look a little bit like Nacho Libre. I never saw Nacho Libre. Never wanted to. One of my favorite shows back in the day, Weeds, which is a lot like Breaking Bad. Nancy and Walt are the same character, essentially. But in some of their later seasons, one of the Mexican guys, Ignacio, was a pro wrestler. And what's her face? I forgot the name of the show. She had to go visit him. Found out he was wrestling as a luchador with a mask. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. I'd hate to be in that. I would just tap. Tajiri's the best. I liked him when he started wearing the long gear. Because just in regular tights, he was kind of bland, but he is just. I always liked this version of Tajiri's when then you add the mist. You could get Tajiri and Asuka like in a mixed tag. Ooh, that would be fun. Oh, poor little Guido. It's TV 14 because of the cussing. Any of y'all under 14? You're not allowed in here if you are. If any of you are 13 or younger, get out of here. Oh, Denver on a run now. They're up 13, 48, 35. 5 minutes left in the second. Oh, it was crazy. He's going to go for his moonsault. Oh, I didn't think he had enough room. I didn't realize he was in the aisleway. I'm like, does he have enough room to do this move? I can't believe this show was 17 years ago. It was 29 when the show aired. God. Oh. Still 4 years away from moving to California. Oh, there's Vladimir in the front row. Met him too. He always gets good seats. There's our pork sign. We got to love the pork sign. It's made many appearances on WWE shows as well. Because every now and then you just got to have some pork. Pork is important. That was a big in the big hurricane and flood in '99 in North Carolina. Just wiped out the whole fucking town, man. I had no power for days, stranded in my apartment. No grocery stores were open. It was a mess. It was just Armageddon. Really, it was. And the flooding was so bad that it flooded a lot of farmland and killed a lot of livestock to the point where there was like pigs floating down the street in the water, you know? So people started saying pork, the other seafood. Memories. I don't think I was old enough, only being 22 years old, to manage that crisis. I'm lucky I lived through it. I was not prepared. Ooh. Camel clutch on Super. I mean, how effective can a Tony Mamaluke camel clutch be? Oh, well, if Guido comes off with a drop kick to the face, it'll work. Oh. Go, Tajiri. 5'7" and has size 12 feet. I'm 6 feet and I don't even wear a size 12. I think I'm like a 10 and a half or 11. Ray, where is the Vlad documentary? No kidding, man. Sleeping Tito underneath me. Completely out. Oh, you're 21 when this show? That's a good age to be. I still think I'm the best age for a wrestling fan. I don't think anybody has it better than me. Or people my age, I should say. Not just me, but people in my age bracket. Best time, best age to be a wrestling fan because you were a kid in the 80s during the rock and wrestling. You were a teenager and in your 20s during the Attitude Era when you were out of school and old enough to appreciate edgier content. And then I became an adult when WWE transitioned away from that and became PG and, tried to clean up their image a little bit after Benoit. And then at that age, I was old enough to kind of appreciate why they did that. I wasn't thirsting for blood and violence anymore because I got to see it all. But everybody else who was a kid in the Attitude Era, who then became adults, had, when I was the same, when they were the age I was during the Attitude Era, they had to deal with TV, PG, and Cena and Fruity Pebbles and all that, and it frustrated them. Now I always thought it was funny. I'm like, well, you should have been born earlier if it bothers you so much. Sucks to be you, bro. Oh, wow, double tarantulas. Oh, big, what's his name is up here? Not 911. Who's this? Big Guido. I don't remember much about Big Guido. I remember Sally Graziano. I remember 911. I don't remember much about Big Guido. YouTube was less than 1 year old when this show aired. Or maybe it was about 1 year old. Oh. Oh my God. Double bump. It's a take a luchador home souvenir. One free luchador with ticket. Oh yeah, Jay, we know it never frustrated you. All right. Guido pins Tajiri. Hmm. Oh, there's Big Show. Now, why? So I knew I remember seeing Big Show here, but what's he coming out here to do? Just to beat up everybody? Oh, big, what's his face? Big Show and Big Guido. Wow. Is Big Guido taller? Right in the nads. Fucking nads. Oop. Show out of the way. So he's just here to kill people? Okay. Oh. Jesus. Big Show. And they're cheering him? Well, I guess he's an ECW guy, but still. Big Show. Yo, bro. Fucking boogers, man. Take care of that. You don't eat it, whatever you do. Oh, big back. That was good. Guido out. Big Guido out. Little Guido out. Big show. Second half down to a minute left, or I'm sorry, second quarter down to a minute left. Denver up by 5. Rechristen them. Oh, God. JBL. I'd rather wipe my ass with a pine cone than listen to this fucking buffoon open up his crap trapper. Your stupid cowboy hat. It's not even Halloween. Dressing up in a costume. Oh, you got 32 coming up on Wednesday. We Are Pro Wrestling. Happy early birthday, man. You suck dick. You suck dick. Happy Pride Month, y'all. Oh, I see Rey Mysterio. I see no women at all. Who's the fruit booty? I'm not a fruit booty. Are y'all fruit booty? Is he talking about Blue Meanie? And because JBL attacked him last year in that brawl. I really, really dislike JBL. Like as a human being, I don't like his face. I don't like his voice. I don't like anything about him at all. He can fuck right the fuck off. Shut the fuck up. Go butt fuck a cow in your farm in Texas, you dickhead. Damn, Andy, is my TV behind? I still got 23 seconds on the second half, 57-49 by my score. So Miami must knock down a bucket here in the last few seconds going to halftime. Interesting. That's why AEW Dynamite watch-alongs are hard, because my TV's like a minute behind. Sci-Fi Channel. I don't think Taz is a household name. My mom does not know who Taz is. Does your mom know who Taz is? Probably not. My favorite, as much as I don't like him, my favorite Cornette line, and on a personal note to Hulk Hogan, you are a household word, but so is garbage. It stinks when it gets old, too. Oh, classic. No truer words have ever been spoken. That was before Jim Cornette decided to make a living on hate. But you're the voice of SmackDown, huh? I'm surprised JBL didn't get knifed in this environment. He's got security with him, and Ray is back there for some reason. You want some Kool-Aid? Man, you know I want some Kool-Aid. Man, you know I want some Kool-Aid. Whatever happened to Chris Tucker? Sabu. Fucker was at Double or Nothing last week. 1 week ago today, diving his old ass through a table. I mean, here he was still somewhat capable in '06, but still getting old. Sabu. Very frilly pants. This show sucks. Why'd you come then? Oh, yeah? How you know? What you gonna do when they come for us? It's too bad that Eddie couldn't be here. Eddie wrestled, Jericho, I think, the previous year, right? Love Ray. That belt is bigger than he is. Cool to see him wearing that belt, though. Could you imagine him holding that in WCW? My God. Oh, little kids in the audience. That's good. JBL's right. Not a ton of women. That's going to be with any wrestling show. You're going to have women there, but it's not going to be 50-50. Remember when I went to the Jericho Cruise a few years ago, people were like, I don't see many women on that boat. I'm like, it's a fucking wrestling show. It's the same amount of women at any show that you go to was on the boat. Plenty of women there, plenty of dudes with their girlfriends or wives, like me. They were there. But it's going to have the same ratio as any wrestling show you go to. It's not using that as a burn. I just thought was odd. I'm like, have you ever been to a wrestling show? Look around. Try to gauge a percentage of men to women. It's the same thing. It was no different. Never really knew that Sabu got a shot at this world championship before. Who's he pointing to up there? Or is he just a really big fan of ceilings? He might just like ceilings because he points to the ceiling in every building he goes to. He might be a ceiling connoisseur. Likes to look at every ceiling he can, pick out his favorites. Yeah, Ray was in ECW for half an hour, so it counts. No, it's not all men because I can see 3 women right there in the front row without even trying hard to look. So no, it's not all men, but it is male dominant. That's the way wrestling shows are. And especially a show like this is probably going to be even more so. I mean, you have to have a very understanding girlfriend or wife for her to accompany you to this if she's not a wrestling fan. If she's a wrestling fan, then you're home free. But if she's not, I'm not sure if this is going to be a great experience for her. So go with your bros instead. Go with your buddies. Just leave your woman at home with a DVD set of Grey's Anatomy, and you're good. She'll be fine. Oh, chair fencing, just like at Double or Nothing. Wow, big backdrop. I mean, even here, I mean, Ray is just supremely athletic to anyone he faces. Sabu's got to do all of his Sabu shit. I remember him turning up on Nitro for a short time. Like 2 or 3 matches on Nitro before disappearing. He was in WCW and WWE within a year span, I think. I think in like 96, he wrestled some Nitro matches. And then in 97, he would come in to be a part of that ECW invasion on Raw. I do hate, with a capital H, that Nick Patrick is the referee for this thing. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, certainly you couldn't expect, knowing what we're going to see in that main event, that we were going to get a title change here with Sabu winning the title. Like, that was not going to happen. Oh, is he? Yes. I was like, set the chair up. Oh my God. Is he going to fall or is he going to do it? Sometimes Sabu falls. Nope. Oh, he missed completely. Yeah, Ray, I saw the video. Danielson challenging Okada to Forbidden Door. That's way better than the idea I thought they were going to do. I thought Okada was going to come in and tag with Kenny. But one-on-one, Danielson, that's a dream match. There aren't many dream matches left, and that's one of them. That production guy looks like a former NFL coach, Herm Edwards. Herm Edwards up to these days. Being sassy somewhere? Probably being sassy. He was always very sassy. Ray. I like Ray infinitely better than Sabu. I was always indifferent on Sabu. Like, didn't really care much about him. He did some crazy shit, but a lot of guys did crazy shit. And when you take away the chair springboard dives from Sabu's arsenal, what are you left with? Top rope leg drop, which isn't bad, but oh, Ray being face buster with the chair. I just caught Ray's EG on his arm. That's cool. AJ, I actually don't know if Sabu did worse than Foley. I mean, Sabu did not do his body any favors, don't get me wrong, but I still feel like Foley took more gnarly bumps. Flat back bumps on concrete, years and years of that. Oh my God. Now that was a Mick Foley level bump by Sabu. And Sabu cut himself up and burned himself, so I'm not saying Sabu had it easy, but I don't know if it was more than Foley. Foley did some pretty gnarly shit even before he became Mankind. Our first fecal chance of the evening. That's nice. God, look at this. That was a rough bump. It's funny me trying to say, oh, Sabu didn't do that much damage to his body, and then 10 seconds later that happens. Sabu definitely did damage to his body, but I think Foley is going to have more long-term effects. You notice I don't rip on Michael Cole as much as I used to. Do you like Cole now? No, I don't like Michael Cole. I guess I don't despise him as much as I used to, but he doesn't do himself any favors. I'm still mad at him for that Pat McAfee story at WrestleMania a few years ago. Even though him and Pat made nice and they're friends now and all is well, it's just like that type of condescending, douchey attitude from him is just what I hate. Especially, you know, when he came in, he was such a little bitch. He was getting picked on, pushed down, bullied left and right. Now he's doing the bullying. Michael Cole is good at his job, but he's never been one of my favorites. He showed up right after Pettengill, and I was like, I miss Todd. I want Todd. I'd rather have Todd. So I was kind of anti-Cole right from the start. Plus, he would always have his frosted tips in the 2000s and stuff, and that's just enough to make you crazy. Michael Cole blocked me on Twitter, probably because I was shitting on him. So I'm sure it was a deserved block, but I got blocked by the whole commentary team one day at the same time. Oh, Lawler, JBL, and Michael Cole all blocked me at the same time. And I don't really remember why. I think it's just because they're douchebags and I'm cool. It's probably what it was. They're threatened by other cool people. Because when more cool people are around them, it just makes them look more douchey. And so they tend to block those people out of their lives. So that's probably what happened to me. Why is he putting Ray so far on that side? So he's going to go for this spot again. We tried this earlier. Is Ray going to get up? Ray's going to dive. Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was worse than the one before. Holy shit is right. Yeah, let's get some help out there. So Ray stood up there. I thought he was going to dive off the rope and counterattack that, but he was just standing up so they could get in DDT position, and they both landed really hard on their heads. You guys okay? You guys okay? Oh, it's it. Who's this little fucker in the bow tie? Is he like the doctor or athletic commissioner? This is how it ends? Ray didn't beat Sabu? Well, that's bullshit. How are you going to end like this in an ECW match? You could already tell it's wheels are already coming off of ECW. They got WWE matches on One Night Stand. They're ending matches and no contests and shit. Like, what the F? Like, you could have had Ray just beat Sabu. Jesus, that was rough. Look at that. Look at this bump. God. I mean, Ray especially came flat down on his neck. Oh. And this match is over now? Horse shit. Yeah. No, I did not see the 30 for 30 on American Gladiators. And no, I'm not blocked by Corey Graves. I'm blocked by Cole, JBL, Lawler, Shawn Michaels, Strowman, Jade Cargill, who I want back. The other blocks can go fuck themselves. But Jade, I really don't like being blocked by her because I shouldn't have been. I put up a poll once asking who was a better worker between Jade and Nia Jax, with the point being, assuming that it's going to be overwhelming for Jade. And I just wanted to, you know, the fans that were saying, oh, she's still green or, you know, she still needs some work. I'm like, she does, but these things are going to get, she's going to get better at this. where Nia Jax seemed to get worse. And I was trying to make a pro Jade point. But I think the comparison to Nia Jax, I didn't even tag her or anything. She just saw it and thought that that was enough to block me. But it was probably just misunderstanding what I was attempting to do. She probably thought I was throwing shade and I was not. Wait a minute. Foley and Edge, after that Mania match, are on the same page? What? Look at these guys. What's this about? Do these guys have a tag team match on the show? No. They do. Tommy Dreamer, Terry, and Beulah versus Mick Foley, Edge, and Lita. That's another match I completely forgot happened. Aren't they just 2 months removed from that WrestleMania match where they murdered each other's faces? You prostituted your legacy. Paul Heyman doesn't want Mick Foley to prostitute the name of hardcore. Heyman, what do you think you're doing right now? You have prostituted hardcore and ECW out your entire life. Foley and Edge as a team. That's so cool. It's a tough call there. I don't know. Foley and Edge. Who is the more handsome? I might go Foley by half a point. I will say this, like other athletic women like Bianca Belair and Charlotte, I do think are slightly better than Jade Cargill, or a lot better, I should say. But I'm just really holding out hope that Jade just continues to get better because that girl is a star. And she has got a Lex Luger level look to her that should be impossible to not succeed with. She is a specimen. Dreamer doesn't care. Oh no. I don't know if Lita and Beulah ever had a run in when Lita was briefly in ECW back in the day. God, look how hot Lita is. Jesus. As Miss Congeniality or whatever. All right. Foley and Edge. What a team. Foley got a shiner. A bad one. That must have been in the build of this. I missed it in the video package how he got that bad boy. I mean, hell, Foley would be off to TNA shortly after this, wouldn't he? When did he go to TNA? I want to say like 07? Something like that. It's a regrettable run. I kind of wish Foley would have never gone to TNA. I think he even regrets it a little bit. Man, that's a rough black eye. My God. I did sell out. Ah, I love that he's heel. I love that he's heel. Doggone it. I'm sorry. They forgive you, Foley. Even an ECW fan would forgive you. Ha ha. That's great. Long live the Alliance. Foley, you were like commissioner during all of that. Co-holder. So what are Edge and Foley co-holders of the hardcore? Did they chronicle that in the video package and I wasn't paying attention? Oh my God, Lita. Lita was elite in the day, man. I feel like when would they do RKO or rated RKO? That would be soon, right? Orton and Edge teaming up. Of what? An endless supply of what? Bullshit? Or something worse? Text your imaginary girlfriends. Yeah. We're not pathetic, Edge. We just have Lita on TV for the rest of the 2 hours? Innovator of silence. We got a 2-point game here in the third quarter. I didn't know Kevin Love played for Miami. I didn't even know that. Huh. How about that? When I sat on Tommy's face. Was Tommy okay with this? A bottle of peroxide. Hey, we might actually get Tommy's Alice in Chains knockoff. Oh wait, that's the one he was already using. I was about to say I think Tommy Dreamer came out to Man in the Box in ECW. Look at Beulah. Check her out. I got to see Funk wrestle a few times in person. Legend. I don't even remember this match, so I don't know if Beulah, I mean, she looks a bit older here. I don't know if she can still get crazy. She's got the mic. Ole and Funk on opposite sides of a match in 2006. It's pretty crazy. I watched them wrestle in a Falls Count Anywhere match on Raw in Richmond back in the day. They fought right by me. It was cool. Yo, Angie. Oh, man. I think we all know what Beulah was implying. Oh, was this not originally an intergender? He puts out. Oh, that was a weak slap by Lita. Keep her back. Fuck her up, Beulah. That Alfonso match. Now, that Beulah and Alfonso match, if I remember right, that bloodbath that they had, that was right after ECW had that mole situation where I think it was Todd Gordon and a little bit of Bill Alfonso divulging some secrets to WCW. And I think that match saved Bill Alfonso's job with that performance. He wants Terry. He wants TF. Hope Funk's doing all right. I know he hasn't been in the greatest of health over the last couple of years. Yeah, Dreamer and Beulah, Angie, still together. I did not know they had twin daughters. I don't want to be here. Foley says he doesn't want to be here. Foley, don't cower away. I don't want to be here. I'm like, well, the bell rang, bitch. You're here now. You can't just leave. Oh, garbage cans, lids, cookie sheets. WWE fan, yeah, Edge had been champ, what, just briefly, right? He cashed it in January of 06, right? Beat Cena for it, then lost it back to Cena. And so had only been champ once, but he was about to be champ again because when Rob Van Dam would get busted with the weed in his car, they had no choice but to take the belt off of him immediately, and he had to drop it to Edge and then get suspended the next day. None of that did ECW any favors. RVD wasn't Jeff Hardy or Usos or Sunny level stupid behind the wheel, but still, as WWE champion, you probably don't want to be shirtless token up on fucking interstate, you know? We got a 3-point lead for Denver. At least this game is close. I mean, Miami takes one of these here. That's going to be a big win for them. I mean, they are the number 8 seed here. Oh, that's going to be Miami's ball. If they can have come out of a territory like that, winning one of those games. Hmm. And I can't remember too, because I know Cena wins the belt back. So what was the SummerSlam match? Because Edge will win on Raw. Edge will beat RVD and win the title on Raw. And then by the time we get to WrestleMania 23, Cena is champ again. So I just don't remember when he won the belt back. That might have been those matches where they had those like matches in Boston and Toronto, right? Or no, maybe that was, I can't remember. Like Cena beating Edge in that like ladder match or something. That might have been one of those. Oh, there's Funk doing the chair swing around thing. Look out, Lita. Funk doesn't even know what he wants to do with the ladder. Yeah, that's right. So wasn't one of them in Boston? One of them is in Toronto. Do I have that right with SummerSlam and Unforgiven? 61 at this time, Terry Funk was. Puts him at 78 today. Jesus. No, oh, he's going to put. Oh, man. I mean, Funk at the time of this show was 15 years older than me. And that bump would hurt me now. Couldn't imagine having another 15 years of life taking that. Oh, low blow. We were just about to have the debut of CM Punk too, right? In WWE, wasn't he about to come in and be a part of this ECW shit? She's a crack whore. Well, Lita looks pretty good for a crack whore. Most crack whores don't look like Lita. Most crack whores look like Sabu. I suppose Lita could be a functioning crack whore, but I'd be willing to bet she's just not one at all because she looks too good. She is too hot, too fine. She got all her chiclets and everything. She ain't missing none. Oh no. Barbed wire board on Funk. Funk's quivering seizures after taking punishment was always fun. Because you never really knew if it was every time he was like, that could be legit. He could actually, oh no, that's not Funk, that's Dreamer. I thought they threw that on Funk. It's Tommy. Oh, Tommy. What are they doing? Oh. I didn't realize Funk grabbed the ankle. I'm like, well, how the hell did that happen? Al Foley's all cut up. Are we going to set something on fire? That would be nice. I like how there's like handles on the board. It actually took time to. So you go into Home Depot and I'll have one wood, please. Got some with holes in it. Oh no. Foley getting double punched by Dreamer and Funkster. God. Just this level of punishment in this stage in your career. I remember right where I was watching this. I was living in a house at the time, 3-bedroom house. Uh-oh. Something went wrong. My stream stopped, but never fear. That's what the timer's for. I'll just sync back up to this. Timer's going to continue to run. There we go. Resume. All right. I just need to. Need to get. Okay. Let me just get synced here. I'm just 2 seconds behind. And there we go. Now I'm going to do a fast forward. Cool. Right on. Punk's got his hands caught all in there. He's bleeding. Baseball slide to Dreamer. And we haven't even seen Beulah and Lita get into it yet, right? Oh, God. This cheese grate in his face, man. Yeah, I think it was just Peacock that froze on me. Nothing's wrong with the stream. I got my little indicators down here saying we're good. Look at her. Oh my God, it's just blood pouring out of his head. Jesus. My eye. Oh, look at Steve Kern is out there. Shout out to the Skinner. So they're carrying Dreamer off? I'm sorry, Funk off? Oh, Tito. You're very cute down there, buddy. No, one of my favorite things to do for Tito is rescue dingleberries for his butt, from his butt. He had a great one in there for me this morning. Just dangling. Not a pleasant task to complete. Oh, they're going to. Oh, no, I don't even want to see this. Dreamer has had bad luck with his testicles. Oh, and Lita. Well, that probably hurt Lita, too. She did a leg drop on barbed wire. There, Beulah. Are you sure you're going to have twins, Beulah? You might not now. I remember Tommy Dreamer getting some heat after the dark side of the ring because he did not seem to have any problem whatsoever with Ric Flair's behavior. Actually made light of it a few times on the documentary. Sock to Mr. Sacco. He's got two Saccos. Sacco to Beulah. Oh, Beulah wrestling barefoot like the Samoans. I like it. Beulah's about to get her Umaga on. Mathematics just do not favor Dreamer. That's true. I've been writing down the statistics in this match, and no matter how many times I look at my math, it looks like Dreamer is outmatched here. I tried to crunch the numbers and make it look better for him, but nothing you could do. Oh, maybe that wasn't Rey Mysterio behind JBL earlier. Maybe that's just somebody in a Rey mask. I thought it was legitimately him. I literally thought that was Rey up there. Oh, no. Pump handle to Beulah? Ooh, Lita's into this. Damn, easy on Beulah, man. She doesn't get in the ring that often. That's a rough. I don't know how old their twins are, but they might not even been born yet, so chill. Angie, how old are them twins? Oh, Foley, or Funk's back. I remember Andre the Giant did this once back in the 80s when he had long hair. I think it was like Dr. D. And somebody from Heenan's group fucked him up, bloodied him up. And he came back with a bandage on and bleeding and attacked. It was so great. It's on one of my old VHSs. And I even think that night Andre like lost via DQ or something. And I have a few matches on tape with Andre losing prior to WrestleMania 3 when they claimed he was undefeated for 15 years. I'm like, he lost a bunch of times. Funk is back and bandaged big time. He's got his eye patched up, man. This is about as gnarly as Funk got in ECW. Oh, he's going to light it. He's going to light it. Everybody's got their point and shoot cameras. No iPhones back then. Oh, flaming barbed wire. Oh, look at the smoke. Oh my God, Foley's on fire. He's on fire. Oh. I hope your back went out with that bump there. They're going to, Jesus. I mean, he hit Foley with the barbed wire flame and it lit Foley's back on fire. Oh. Oh no, Dreamer. EDT to Edge. Here's Beulah. She's back up there. Oh my God. Oh, he's wrapping barbed wire around Edge's face and head. Oh, there's Lita in to stop it. Here comes Beulah. Now, Lita, why would you turn your back? You're a veteran by this point. You're about to retire. You should know not to do that. Oh, yeah. Cat fight. Cat fight. I think they did a cat fight episode on Seinfeld because I remember Kramer getting all excited about, hey, cat fight. I have never found women fighting to be sexy, even if they're on top of each other. I didn't find it rousing, really, in any way. Reamer driver to Lita. Oh. What's the move when he brings you down? He's got a name for it. Is that execution or something else? Execution. Execution might be a DDT. What a sell by Beulah on that spear. She took that like a champ. Oh no. He's going to make his own twins with her. One. On this day. On this day, Beulah sees me clearly. Like, can you imagine setting this match up backstage? All right, when we do the finish, Dreamer, is it okay if I hump your wife? Sure. Whatever you want. And I love that Foley and Funk just quiver in a pool of blood together. Funk seizuring. Ugh, just having to pull your arm out of that shit. Execution is the DDT. Okay, that's what I thought. There's something, the movie where he pulls you backwards has a name too. Look at Lita. Cannot get enough of Lita. Oh, that Foley's back was on fire there. And I'm curious if it stayed on fire too, because they put him out with the fire extinguisher. Barbed wire to the eyes and a spear to Beulah, which she took like a champ. What a sell. Look at that pin. And even Edge even thrusted his hips at the same time. That's nice. What? Angie, how do you know these facts and I don't? His twins are supposed to be actresses. They were on The Sopranos, so that means his twins are pretty old. When did Sopranos end? I never watched Sopranos, but I know it's been over for a long time. Were they babies? Like little tiny people? Because you know how sometimes they use twins for child roles? Like them two little sluts on Full House? Mary, Jane, and Amber, or whatever their names are. Ugh. Look at the blood-soaked gauze and bandages around. Look at Dreamer. Always been very indifferent about Dreamer. Cut me out. God, he's wrapped up there like a dolphin with a fishing net wrapped around his neck. Or a deer stuck in a fence. God, he's got that bruise on his arm like that. God damn. Shit's gnarly, man. While they are cutting out Terry Funk, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. Be right back. We back. Look at that little regular standard table they have. 805. What else is left on this show? Oh, Balls and Masato Tanaka. And then I guess it's the main event after that. Jacina Williams, are you familiar with the phrase dick rider? You should look it up. It's not even the right balls, Mahoney. I've got big balls. We've got big balls. I love that back in the ECW days, the whole crowd singing balls. We're singing big balls. We've got the biggest balls of them all. Miss those days, man. Takes me back being in my 20s again. And Masato Tanaka is no joke. The previous year, he worked Mike Awesome. Mike Awesome, another tragedy. He was unbelievably good. I think he made a big career mistake when he took that money and jumped to WCW. That really hurt him, hurt his reputation, and it sent him to WCW where he wasn't going to be a big star with everybody else they had over there. He probably would have been better jumping to WWE at that time. I don't know, recall, what year did Mike Awesome pass away? All right, we got 83, 84, 78, fourth quarter. Denver up 6. Yeah, Balls Mahoney's another guy who passed. This was pretty recent. This tie-dye guy showing his gun in the... Is he showing his guns? Look at him, he is. 1001, 1002. Oh, the burn is so deep. It's so deep. You've got your ubulus muscle here that's connected to your upper dorsimus. It's boring, but it's a part of my life. Just watch out for the guns. They'll get you. Oh, Tanaka is just so fucking hardcore. I mean, the Mike Awesome and Tanaka matches they had, I mean, the one in ECW One Night Stand the previous year was nuts, but they had some crazier ones in ECW, and it was like the chair shots that Masato Tanaka would take that make me wonder what his physical condition is today. Because you talk about turning your brain into cottage cheese. Holy shit. Just unprotected, just as hard, just wailing on him. I don't know why anybody would want to do that to the part of their body that houses their control center. Like, you kind of want to protect that part of your body. That's why there's a 2-inch thick bulbous bone around it. Got all the scars on Tanaka. Like, Tanaka just looks like a guy you would send to collect your money for you. The people who owe you. If Tanaka comes to my house telling me I got to give him a couple $100, he's going to get that couple $100. Whatever I got on me, I'll give him. We've got the biggest. I mean, I don't know when, like, licensing laws, like, were even in effect. I mean, because ECW was using all of that music. There's no way they paid for Enter Sandman and shit like that and AC/DC before Mahoney. Like, they just used it. They just did it. Another pork sign. That's 2 now. New York is a fan of pork. I'm assuming they sell concessions and shit, right? I don't see too many beers in the crowd. But I'd be putting some back if I was there. RVD's not overrated. I think it would be a more fair statement to say RVD was overrated if he would have won 5 or 6 world titles and main evented a couple WrestleManias, maybe you would feel that he wasn't worthy of that. But think about what level of star RVT became. It's not overrated. If anything, he was underrated. If anything, he should have made it higher than he got to. But, his own personal choices kind of slowed him down. But overrated is just dead wrong. I think most people who followed RVD's career would feel that he didn't have as much success as he should have had. He was every bit as good as Jericho and Benoit and Jeff Hardy and all those guys in the ring, if not better, and probably had the least success of any of them. All right, we just saw chair fencing with Sabu. At least Balls has an ECW chair. Oh, God, I knew that was coming. I hope that chair was gimmicked. Oh, and he beat him. I mean, I would hope those chairs are gimmicked because otherwise, if you dent a regular metal folding chair over somebody's head, you would kill them. That's gimmicked. There's no way that's a real chair. You can't convince me. It's probably just made of softer metal. But I've held enough of those real chairs in my life to know those things are no joke. I went to a couple house shows too and got a couple looks at some gimmick chairs. There was one that was made out of just pure plastic, and it kind of landed and slid on the floor really, really close to me. And I didn't touch it, but I could just tell by looking at it. And it like relieved me. And I'm like, oh, good. At least on the house shows, they're not fucking murdering each other with metal chairs when you're not even on TV. All right, this is it. Overrated in just one match, that makes no sense, Cena. Nothing you've said has made any sense this whole stream. You realize that, right? You should try harder. Think before you speak. He's just overrated in this match, not in general. How is someone overrated for one match? This is the Money in the Bank. He won the Money in the Bank. How many years have I been doing Money in the Bank now? 18 years? When you win the Money in the Bank, you can get a title shot. RVD just simply cashed his in. So I don't know how that qualifies him as overrated. I think you are being a little biased bitch. And I mean that in the nicest way. Cena looks weird with the shaved head. He better go back to that when he comes back because that bald spot ain't working out. I mean, The Rock, luckily for him, was able to pull off the bald look. He looks pretty good bald. I don't know how good Cena is going to look bald, but I feel like even if he grows his hair to the length that is here, that thing is going to be visible from space. Fucking Randy Savage's bald spot was less noticeable. And that's saying something. Oh, Miami's got the lead, up one. I remember the Let the Bodies Hit the Floor theme they did for SummerSlam during the invasion. And the entire video package, it looked like they just filmed footage from a house show because it was all dark and it was like Booker T hitting moves and all that. And I remember it's like, this is dumb. I never listened to much of Drowning Pool. This is pretty much all I know of them. Hmm. Cena and RVD. Here's something else you might not like, Cena. RVD could beat Cena in a real fight. Fucking Eugene. I cannot believe they did this gimmick. Like, it was bad in 06. Now think about this shit. I know, John Cena Williams. You're preaching to the John Cena choir. I'm just calling you out for your glaring bias. But I am a John Cena fan. I've always had the homies back. Always. And I always will. I love John Cena. I appreciate what he gave to wrestling a lot more than most fans. I wasn't blinded by hate. I was able to look at everything logically and look at his legacy and his career and the mark he made. And I have always been pro John Cena. I think I'm just a little bit more honest with myself than you are. That's all. But I do agree with that. Cena was a different monster. Very few like him. Nobody like him, really. Yes, I want to hear a poem. Pull it out. Whip it out, man. Hook us up with that haiku. Good luck. Well, they lost. Eugene, this is a terrible poem. 10 more verses? Oh, for fuck's sake. Who's going to come out and kill him? Shut the fuck up, Eugene. I can't believe they have Eugene at an ECW one night stand. We have 10 more verses? Somebody has to come out and murder him, right? Let me think. Who's an ECW legend we haven't seen? Who would come out? Sandman. I bet it's Sandman. It's got to be Sandman. You're going to hug it? Hug us all? Oh, God. Not even Metallica. This bullshit. They did Metallica in 05, didn't they? John Cena, yes. I did love it when Cena lost at in 2014. That doesn't change how I feel about John Cena. I liked it because it was the right thing to do. Oh, he's bleeding already. Or is he bleeding yet? Nope. He bashed it. No, he's bleeding. It's there. Look at that guy hugging him. Ah! I'm like, get your hands off me, you dirty prick. Sandman. You talk about somebody who just looks like he's on meth 24/7. I don't know how Sandman got medically cleared to compete in WWE. He just looked like a heroin addict or something. He's got that look about him. Fuck you, Cena sign in the crowd. They're just showing that right on pay-per-view, aren't they? AJ, I bet if you are a kid watching Eugene, you probably are wondering what the fuck's wrong with him. WWE's always done that. They've had a history of making fun of mentally handicapped people. It's what they do. It's always been fucked up. Remember when Kane was the big red you know what? Or Eugene. He's like, he wants to hug Sandman, I think. Go give him a hug. Go give Sandman a hug. He's here to hug you. One of the stupidest things about the Eugene character is like, I mean, among many stupid things about it, but like his jacket was always wrong the same way, you know? Like it was always inside out and it always had those buttons wrong. Like you would think of all, oh, kendo stick to the face. You would think of all the times Eugene came to the ring, one time at least he would probably get the jacket on right, you know? It's just a matter of mathematics and odds. You know, at some point he should probably put it in right side in. He might still get the buttons fucked up, but it might not be inside out, but it was always had to be the same way. I'm like, if Eugene is capable of making his jacket look the same way every time he comes out, why don't you just teach him to put it on right? Please don't hurt Eugene. Miami up 5 here. 9 minutes left in the fourth. Oh, and Sandman's just going to chase him away. Good. Well, I'm glad that's over. Just chase him away, and then let's be done with the segment. All right, poor Eugene. Well, that was totally necessary. I guess that's what you call shoehorning someone in. Hey, we got to get Sandman in there somewhere. Let's just have him fuck up Eugene. Taz, I think you like your setup in AEW better when it comes to doing commentary on the stage. I think AEW is a little more comfy. Nicer table. Way more comfortable chair. You are an evil man. I know. All right, 9-point lead for Miami, and they have the ball. I kind of want them to win. I want this to be a good series. I think Miami taking one here in Denver. Do they still do the 2-3-2 in the finals, or did they change that? All right. That's how the Pistons won. They took one in LA, swept all 3 games at home. Won like bosses. All right. Would have been cool if they used Rob's ECW music for this, but again, it's not what they do. And he wasn't he was there, but he didn't wrestle at ECW One Night Stand in 05 because he was injured. Came out and cut a promo. Yeah, well, if Rob Van Dam had not won the title here, he would be on my list with Owen and Razor and Perfect of guys that never held a major world championship. I know Kurt was AWA, but I'm not counting that. On Tony's sign in the crowd, man. Two two one one. Okay, 2-2-1-1-1. Gotcha. That's probably the better format because it's kind of a disadvantage for the home team advantage if you got to go 3 in a row. It's like it puts you in a position where you have to take the first 2 at home, you know? Just in case you drop them all on the road, you can at least come home with a chance to win the championship. But 1-1-1 is probably better. 6-point lead. Jimmy Butler not doing well. 16 points, 5 for 15 from the flow. All right, here comes Cena. This is going to be great. I mean, props to Cena. He handled this like a champ. This took cojones. Not that it was up to Cena. He was booked for the show. He had to be there regardless. But just to enter this Lion's Den with the reputation that you have in wrestling as being the epitome of what an ECW fan would hate. And you're walking in there. This would have been like putting Duke Drosy and fucking Henry Godwin in an ECW ring in 95 or something. Like, you would have been eviscerated by the crowd. Remember when they ran King of the Ring in Philly and everybody shit on it in 95? It's like, you can't give this crowd this crap. Know your audience, bros. Oh, wow. Look at this. Heavy boos. Dun, 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 your little sirens. And look at him. He's like, what I've always appreciated about Cena is just how well he carried himself as a top guy. He went in here fearless. He's like, yeah, bring it. What are you punks going to do? What are you New York losers going to do? Nothing. You're going to sit there and whine and yell and curse. And then you're going to go back to Arby's tomorrow and go to work. Well, I am making millions. I got a rap album. I love that. That's just so iconic of just him holding up the belt. The shadow from the brim of his hat covering his face. It's iconic. I brush your mouth like Colgate. I actually use Colgate, which is weird. Remember when Cena did the rap album and they kept playing that, like, I don't even remember what the song sounds like, but they kept playing that music video on Raw of like Cena, like with his friends in his backyard and all that shit. Remember that? I remember that. Here he is. Boy, they're going to be so loud. Introduce Cena. Even Cena haters, I think people in the crowd that were this loud and this rabid that night, I would hope would look at this in modern times and be able to respect the match and respect Cena. I mean, do you think Hogan would have been down for this? He wouldn't be able to say it doesn't work for me, brother, quick enough before they even half pitched something like this for him. Oh, it doesn't work for Hulk Hogan. I hate the way Hulk Hogan says his own name. He's got a way of saying it that drives me nuts. Hulk Hogan, or however he says it, drives me crazy. Pet peeve of mine is how Hulk Hogan pronounces his own name. Hulk Hogan. Shut up, Hulk Hogan. I love that they're throwing the shirt back. They don't want that piece of shit. Ah, landed on the ropes. Well, Cena, maybe just don't throw it out. I'll take it. Give it to me. I don't own any Cena merch. I'd probably keep the shirt. So great. So great. Ooh, Miami up 11. Plenty of time for a home team rally, though. Ooh, blocked by Miami. Holy shit. No goaltending either. Woo. Heat might win this one. JJ Leg. OG JJ Leg. He was the very first channel member to ever sign up. I mean, a bunch of people signed up at once. I just think you got in first. Boy, look at that guy in the crowd. He's mad, too. Standing next to Vlad. He can't even get rid of that shirt. But thanks for that 5, JJ. I don't think I'd hate the spinner belt as much if it was only used for Cena, like the smoking skull with Austin. Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Because I hated the spinner belt regardless of who held it. But at least if it was just there for Cena as a custom belt, that would have made more sense. It looked dumb with CM Punk carrying that thing for a fucking year. God, that thing was so damn ugly. Toilet paper is in the ring now. Are they throwing toilet paper at Cena because he's poo or because he's a butthole? He could be a pooey butthole, and then you need toilet paper. But toilet paper ain't going to help you just for a standalone turd. TP, as they say in the street. Is that what they call it, Taz? Thanks. Do I have street cred now because I know the initials for toilet paper? Could Cena turn heel here? He is a heel. He's a heel on this night. Sucks. But no, WWE was not going to turn Cena heel at this time. I think part of the reason why fans really, really grew tired of him is because of WWE's refusal to do with Cena what they did with Roman Reigns. Could you imagine Cena essentially having the same character as Roman? He could do it the same way. He could say much of the same stuff. He was a dominant champion too, held the title for a year at times. And if you would have turned him heel, like after WrestleMania 29 or at WrestleMania 29 of that match with The Rock, and after defeating The Rock and winning the title, he comes out on Raw, and now he's an asshole. I've been waiting to tell you guys this for so long. You can go fuck yourselves. You've treated me like nothing but shit ever since I've gotten here, and I keep winning. And I keep winning in spite of you. And then he turns it on them, and he becomes like a Roman Reigns type of guy. Oh, it would have been so good. But WWE are pussies. Oh, down goes Cena. Classic Rob Van Dam moves. Right across the head, upside the head. Ooh, Denver just hit a 3 to cut it within 9. They were up. Miami was up 12 with 3 minutes left. 9-point game now. We'll eyeball this one as we watch Cena and RVD. That was a bad shot, Miami. What are you doing? You guys are going to cough up this 12-point lead with 3 minutes left and lose. They probably will. Boo. Yay. Boo. Yay. Boo. 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 Yay. I like it. Pretty simple psychology so far. Just lefts and rights. Nothing too nuts yet. It's another weird thing about Cena that I always liked about him is his ring style was so whack, but he could still have good matches. Really good matches. Classics with anybody. And he would be on match of the year candidate lists every single year that he was active. And he had such a wonky style. But it worked for him. He knew what to do right. He didn't have to be Eddie. He just had to be himself. I think Cena is infinitely better in the ring than Hogan ever was. I mean, 1,000 times better. But Cena, with that ability, has also been seen as inferior to the Brocks and the Angles and the Benoit's even, and the RVDs, you know, in terms of ring work, but he could still, and the AJs, you know, but he had great matches with all those guys. I admire that. Fundamentally, on paper, he shouldn't be that good, but he's fantastic. Damn. Just Cena, 5 more from you, dude. Cena should have beaten The Rock at WrestleMania 28. I never wanted him as a heel. That wasn't going to work because the plan was all along for them to work a program, a 2 or 3 year deal with 2 WrestleManias. So if Cena beats The Rock, you got nowhere to go. It had to be The Rock winning first. The Rock is a billion-dollar movie star. He's not going to come in just to get jobbed and leave. He's going to come in and try to contribute and give back what he can. And Cena doing the honors for him first, only to turn around and win the bigger match later for the title, was what the plan was all along. I just feel like with all of that time that passed and WWE knowing what their plan was, not deviating from it or recognizing crowd responses. Remember the 28 match? They had those big grand entrances and all of that. And the 29 match didn't have any pomp and circumstance to it. It was just the match. They just came out to their entrances and had the match, where in WrestleMania 28, it was this whole big thing. Oh. With Machine Gun Jerry in Florida composing or performing themes. Oh, God, Denver is only down 4. Miami's at the line, though. 48 seconds left. This is close. And Cena and RVD are in the crowd. Surprised Cena is going into the crowd. Look at that. Balls on that guy, I tell you. Balls. You can't see Cena. You just see 2 giant testicles walking around the arena right now. That's all you see. Oh, shit. Did Miami score? They did. Or no, Denver scored. Excuse me. 3-point game. 35 seconds left. It ain't looking good for Miami. Even though they're up 3, this is the situation where the home team always pulls through. Denver gets a turnover here. This game's over. They'll win. Oh. Corkscrew leggy on the railing. Classic RVD. Uh-oh. Yep. Denver's got the ball back. 10 seconds left. Holy shit. They're down 3. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Are they going to shoot a 3? Oh, no. 4 seconds. 4 seconds. Oh, my God. Rims out. Miami wins. Wow. That last minute went way quicker than I thought. I thought there'd be a million fucking timeouts, but in fouls. Wow. Big, big win for Miami there. I think that's their only legitimate chance to even win this series, is if they would have taken one here. And they did. Kind of rooting for them, to be honest. Jay, I didn't catch what message you retracted there on your $2, but thanks. Probably something about how Cena is awesome and everybody else sucks. JW, I do not believe that at all. I think they might have gone back and forth a little bit on it, but I do not believe the finish of WrestleMania 28 was a last-second decision. No. It was a couple weeks decision at earliest. I think deep down they always knew what the plan was. Kick out by Cena. Hustle, loyalty, respect, and resilience. And Vlad showing his guns too, man. What is with this crowd? Tie-dye guy and Vlad out here just flexing. See, they're both doing it. Tie-dye guy's doing it too. Probably the 2 best bodies in the crowd, to be honest. Looks like a grim bunch out there. I saw some ugly fucker giving Aubrey Edwards shit today on Twitter. And I'm like, I don't see, bitch, I don't see anybody lining up to suck your dick. You rank a negative on the attractive scale. You got no business making fun of someone's appearance. Got no business doing that regardless, but I'm like, what the hell is wrong with fans? How can you be so gross and physically revolting and disgusting and then pass judgment on somebody else's looks? Like, Jesus, man. Fucking Doritos in his beard and shit. Like, Jesus, man. Split leggy. Oh, Cena got the knees up. Nice counter. Desperation defense. Aubrey's the greatest. And I think anybody who gives her any sort of shit is a piece of shit. To be hateful for the sake of hate is odd behavior. I like how they have the WWE turnbuckle pads just with no, it's a WWE ring, just with no logos. Because it's the ropes. They're not used like ECW use cables. This is definitely a WWE ring setup here. You can't wrestle. Well, that's one thing when it came to the Cena hating, one major thing that I always disagreed with. Because Cena could wrestle. If you say you can't wrestle, you are narrowing what your belief of what a pro wrestler is. And you can't do that. Oh my God. Head through. You can't do that in a business that has so many different styles, so many shapes, sizes, wrestling styles, and everything that they do. It's incredibly inclusive to all sorts of different types of athletes. And there isn't one right way to do it. And to think that is fucking stupid. Ugh. Cena sucks what? Sucks cock. I think that's what they're saying, but I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. Knuckle shuffle time. Yeah, you're probably right about that, JJ. I just don't know how one can be so morally empty that this is the type of stuff that they spend their time doing, you know? Like, I think just a lot of people are sad, joyless assholes, miserable in their own lives, so they just spread that around to as many people as they can. I'm like, it ain't our fault your life sucks, dude. That's on you. There it is. AA. Was it the AA yet? It might have still been the FU. Definitely the worst move name change in the history of moves that have changed names was the FU to the AA. Attitude adjustment. Fuck off. Remember the attitude adjustment tours that they would do in the 90s? Like, why did Vince think that was such a hot saying? Cena walks right into a boot. Oh. I put this on Twitter once. What do you guys think Rob Van Dam or Apollo Cruz's ring names would have been if Jean-Claude Van Damme and Terry Crews never existed? Jean-Claude Van Damme and Terry Crews never existed. What would Rob Van Dam's ring name have been? Because he's Van Dam because he looks facially like Rob Van Dam. They look a lot like each other. Jean-Claude. Jean-Claude and Rob do. And Cruz and Terry are big, bald, beefy, muscular black dudes who look like $1,000,000. Rob Van Dam might have been Jason Carmichael. Cena fucked up. Ooh, good drop kick. Both feet to the face. Yo, Victor, thanks, dude. I'm working on a Patreon video right now. I'll be posting up there in a day or two. Thanks for joining the Patreon. All them watch-alongs with Elizabeth and stuff are going to be posted on there. The one we did last month is up there now. I have a Vimeo account, so I can use some of the footage to just post over there. Keep that off YouTube. So it's nice little bonuses for Patreon. Finally actually have bonus content available. How about that after all these years? Nice. There it is. STFU. Cena's STFU could sometimes be good, but sometimes it would resemble Sting's Scorpion Deathlock. Like, you got to cinch up on that. And sometimes he would just lay flat. Like the one with like Umaga, where he grabbed like the ring ropes and pulled it back on his face or whatever that was. Like, that was awesome. But some of these were not good. Like this one specifically is not good. Like, you got to wrench back on that, man, and make it look painful. Like, otherwise you're just laying on top of him with your arms crossed over his face. Whenever Sting would apply the Scorpion Deathlock, I'm like, you're not putting any pressure on him. You're just standing there slouched over. It doesn't hurt. Just inconvenient. Like, make it look good. You know, Brett he'd have the hair and his mouth wide open, like, pulling back on the sharpshooter. And Sting just sat there like fucking Miss Elizabeth. Oh, he's shoving the referee. I forget this guy's name. Longtime ECW referee. Oh, and he took him out. Like ECW's version of Mickey J. Ooh. Superplex coming up to RVD. Cena wrestling in sneakers too was always a trip to me, but nobody had any idea Cena could get this extreme. What are you talking about? Have you not seen? This is nothing. All he did was grab the stairs. Watch that JBL match from the previous year, Taz. You were probably on commentary for it. Oh. Took out Rob with the steps. Almost killed a cameraman, getting rid of him. Like, even like, think of the Brett Sean Ironman match at 12, you know, when it went down, the time ended with Brett applying the sharpshooter. Like, he was making it look good. It looked like he was really cinching back on Sean's back. You got to make your shit look good. They teach you like that, like first day in wrestling school. Yeah, we're fake, but just don't make it look too fake. Oh no! A masked, helmeted figure in a trench coat. And Nick Patrick got knocked out. Edge. Taking out RVD. Or I'm sorry, taking out Cena. It is kind of weird because Edge was on an anti-ECW team earlier on, and here he's going to come out and help an ECW guy win the title? I guess it's because him and Cena have their issues. Had RVD not gotten in trouble, I'm curious what the creative plan would have been for RVD. He would have kept the title at least until SummerSlam. We know that. Would he have lost it there, or what would have happened? Oh, Froggy. Top rope Froggy. Oh, that's right. We got no ref. Kind of a cheap one win. I would have had a referee make this 3 count because this is, I kind of forgot about what they do. Look at Heyman's in there. Rob, cover him. 1. Now, would that be official? That's one thing I would have changed about the match. I would have just had the referee. I would have had the ECW referee make the 3 count. Not Nick Patrick or Heyman or anything. That was dumb. Like if John Cena was a heel, he would come out on TV and cry about how that shouldn't be legal. I think I remember at the time seeing this that they might do something funny on Raw and like take the title off of him because of this technicality, but looking back, I don't think the Paul Heyman 3 count was necessary. I think they could have done without it. Thanks for 2 more, man. Cena had RVD beat if it wasn't for Edge. That stupid Edge. That stupid evil heel Edge. Mr. Stupid Face. But yeah, Big Show came to the ring to celebrate with him, but RVD's just leaving through the humanoids. But we haven't seen Roman cry yet, JW. When Roman loses the belt, then we'll see if he cries. But Roman hasn't really had a reason to cry. Can't just make shit up. He's not the tribal crier. He's the tribal chief. Oh, yeah, Big Show and Sabu for the ECW title. Look at Heyman, very happy Heyman. I like how all the ECW guys are in the ring to celebrate, but their champion is not there. Did he just do that just to come up top? Oh, he's just walking around the arena. I thought he was leaving. So he's probably going to come back to the ring. The champ is queer. I just love that that's still like the go-to insult for people, even in 2006. Like, remember when you were a kid, everything was gay. If something was dumb, it was gay. That's gay. You know, it's just like, I love that that's still like the go-to #1 insult. He's queer. I'm like, I think you need to think of something else to say. It's been enough years of this stuff. And if that's what you consider your top insult, you are an unoriginal turd. I knew I used the thumbnail of RVD celebrating, so when he started bolting through the crowd, Big Show looks so fucking out of place. You didn't do shit in ECW, Big Show. Neither did you, Kurt. Both of y'all get out of there. Edge was under that ring the whole fucking time, man? I mean, they must have either turned the lights off for him to get up there, or he got under there after the match with Foley and them. Big 5-starry. Nick Patrick is asleep. And Heyman counts 3. That Danny Doring I see in there too? Holy shit. Danny Doring is someone's cousin. I think Taz. Yeah, RVD's spinning it. Edge had the little rated R thing spinning in his, didn't he? That belt in general is just the ugliest damn thing I've ever seen. And it lasted way too long. How many years did we have that shit? For like 8 years? Kill me. All right, and that's a wrap on ECW One Night Stand 2006. We have done them both now, 05 and 06. Really glad we got these ones knocked out. We never really did talk about which one to do next, but I will give it some thought and put up a poll for the subscribers. See if you guys want to vote on the next one that we do. But we'll be back here next week with another one, maybe another King of the Ring, maybe Bad Blood, something June related. We did ECW, we did WCW last month, so we could go back to WWE if we want. We'll find something fun to do, that's for sure. Otherwise, in terms of this week, I'll have the spinner belt is the greatest thing ever, right on. And we've seen Roman cry with his family. Oh, yeah. Jeez. Are you guys the same person? Like you two are like the John Cena fangirl tag team? That's pretty funny. Luckily, I like Cena, so I got no issue with it, but that's an interesting use of one's time just to praise and praise John Cena. May you worship John Cena every night before bed. And the spinner belt was a big pile of steaming, liquidy shit. That's what I say. Bad Blood 03, that might be a good one. We did Judgment Day 03 last month, so I'll take a look at some June pay-per-views. I'll come up with a few that might look good, throw up a poll, or even talk to you guys about it this week. As of right now, no Raw review planned for tomorrow. I don't think we're going to have any sort of a crazy show. We'll probably get some Money in the Bank qualifiers and whatnot, but I'm not expecting any newsworthy stuff coming out of it. It's probably going to be 2.5 hours of filler and 30 minutes of decent matches. So we will be back this week at some point, but I'm not quite sure yet. Mic drops, things like that will probably hit the channel, but not exactly completely sure when we'll be back. Maybe Thursday. I got an open day Thursday. Also, I'm going to be a guest on my friends Zach and Tomas's channel tomorrow. I will get a link for you guys and post that on social media, so make sure that you follow me over on the Twitters, and I'll put up a link to that, and I'll probably throw it in the community tab here on YouTube as well, so you guys can check us out. And we're going to be talking about King of the Ring in 1998 tomorrow, so that should be fun. Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate you dividing the time between this and the NBA Finals, but we were able to watch both, and Miami picked up a win on the road over Denver. So fun night, and ECW One Night Stand was a blast. Loved it, guys. Take care. Have a good rest of your evening, and I'll catch you soon on the channel in the next day or two.